you're a high-level business leader. You have a high-level business leader role. You travel a lot. Maybe you even stay away quite a few days at a time in a week. And you now think that that's too much time away to be able to stay on any kind of plan to improve yourself. So you either don't start or you give up too easily. Let me show you some simple actions to solve this. So, Alphas, welcome back to the podcast. My name is Andy Naylor. I am CEO and founder of Naylor Body Design and host of the Optimal Alpha podcast. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to a brand new episode. We are going to dive into a simple topic today, which is travel. Most of us travel, whether that be for work, whether that be for business, whether that be for both. And it can be quite difficult to stay on track. So we're going to delve into that. Before we do, I just want to give a shout out to, one of our clients, Stephen Krumack, who has left us a 5-star review and has said, love Andy's no-nonsense approach. Plenty of knowledge to be gained from Andy's passion and experience in the industry. I look forward to new Wednesday episodes and use them to motivate myself before hitting the gym. Keep them coming. Steve, my man, we appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much for taking the time out to give us a little review there. And of course, if you leave us a review, anyone listening to this, obviously I appreciate that, and we'll give you a shout out at the beginning of the show if you do so. So thank you very much. Steve, have a great day, man. So let's dive into this. So yeah, look, traveling for work and pleasure can certainly be a challenge. When aiming or having a desire to optimize your body and mind. And the reasons why, it's a change of environment. It's a change of structure. It's a change of habits, although maybe it shouldn't be, but, maybe you have different habits when you travel. It's certainly a change of routine. Basically, everything around you has changed. The goal is to change as little as possible, but we'll get to that. And it can most certainly send a lot of people off track over that time. And what a lot of people do is just allow themselves to go off track, and then they come back with I'll get back on plan when I get back from my trip, which is nearly an all or nothing mentality, which some people seem to think that's great. I'm all or nothing me. But the perspective I would give you is that is a really bad mentality. I think it's a really bad mentality, all or nothing, because the circumstances to be the all then need to be perfect. Now ask yourself this: how often are the circumstances in your life perfect? Probably not that often. So if you're all or nothing, that means you need perfect circumstances to be all, which therefore by default means you're probably nothing most of the time. Don't be all or nothing, because I've seen hundreds of people with a similar-ish mindset to that go away for either a few days, or you could also call this a Christmas break. In other words, just a major change of routine. And they're like, I'll get back on it after the break. Right? I'm just going to have the break, the travel, the journey, the holiday, whatever it is, and I'll get back on it. But what happens is the vast majority stutter for weeks after the trip, the holiday, whatever it might be, just not understanding why they're not getting back on track. Weeks. I've seen it happen for weeks. And then people get understandably very annoyed with themselves. They don't know what things have gone wrong. And that's a real interesting moment when a lot of people can just throw in the towel. They've completely come back and they just don't get back into the routine. And it's understandable. It's no one's fault. It can be, you come back from travel, maybe you've got a high level business position. You come back, maybe you come back with things that you need to implement off the back of the business trip. I don't know, new clients that you need to onboard or new things you need to do with your team. You've probably come back with stuff to do, and you've got family commitments. There's a lot going on. So the goal here is do not let the travel put you off your stride in the first place. Then there's nothing to fix when you come back. Now, so what you've got to understand when you travel, there are going to be certain things that you probably can't do a whole lot about. So, if you have meetings, you have your client meetings, you have seminars, the actual travel itself being, staying in a different place. Those are just part and parcel of traveling. You need to understand that some things are going to be slightly out of your control, but it doesn't need to be everything. You're in more control of things than you think you probably are. So this is where don't be in the all or nothing camp. Be in the I'm going to do as much as I possibly can camp. Be there. Like, that's a much smarter place to be. Otherwise, you're throwing in the towel, giving up your routines, your habits. And I can tell you, when you get back, it's going to be far more difficult getting them in place. So let me just try and give you some simple actions. We're going to fire through these. It won't take long. It's really obvious. The first thing is just plan ahead, right? Now you've probably had to maybe plan for the meetings, and maybe you're sick of having to plan for this particular trip. I don't know. But then how important are your goals to you? How important is your physical transformation, your health, your wellness, your longevity? How important are these things? Because they should be bloody important, right? No one else is going to give a shit about them. They're your things to think about. So plan ahead. Simple things. Look for a local gym. There's a thing called the internet. You have no excuse. Google. I don't even know if these days other search engines are even available. I've not got a clue. But Google where you're going and local gyms. Have a look. It's a 5-minute task. You might find something like, oh God, there's a wicked gym there. I can't wait to try that. This is I've done this for holidays for a very, very, very long time. In fact, most of the hotels I would pick to go and stay in are because they probably have a really good gym. Certainly with like family-based holidays where I might want to spend more time around family rather than traveling to a gym. I would just make sure that if I'm paying for the hotel, then I'm paying for a hotel that's got a damn good gym in it that will see me through. But get on Google, go and find, what is the local gym? What are the local gyms like? Look at the hotel gym. If you know what hotel you're going to, I mean, maybe it's a hotel, maybe it's Airbnb, wherever you're staying. But if it's a hotel and it's a decent one, maybe just email the hotel and ask them, can you send me pictures of your gym? Just some pictures. They'll have some. They'll have some because they'll use them in marketing at some point. Just go and look. Go and pre-work out. Okay, well, I'm going to be away for 5 days. Maybe I'll train for 2 or 3 of those. Okay, how easily could I get somewhere? Maybe the seminar, the work thing doesn't start until 10 in the morning. Right, I can get there in the morning. Okay, so now how far away is it? Well, if it's the hotel gym, it's down the lift. If it's a regular gym, okay, I can get an Uber there or whatever, or even walk there, and maybe I can be there for 7 in the morning, 6 in the morning. Sweet. What time do they open? Oh, they open at 5. Excellent. Do you know what I mean? This is all you've got to do. Really easy. You're taking stress off your shoulders, but you're putting just some simple actions in place that will allow you to stay as close to plan as possible. Work out the travel times to and from the thing that you're traveling to. Now, if that's a work-based thing, maybe there's seminars, maybe there's client meetings, maybe there's internal business-based meetings. Where are they? How close to those things are you? How will you get there? How much time will it take? What are the times you're expected to be there? When is your free time going to be? How easy would it be to get your training done in the free time? Again, it's just pretty logical, really. If you're staying in an Airbnb, which could be a possibility, you're then going to be able to cook your own meals. That's pretty cool. So now you can actually prepare your own meals. You're not reliant upon anything else. This is actually probably one of the finding the gym is really important, yes. And that's probably the easier of the 2 main areas, as in gym and food. The food one is where most people just balls it up completely. Personally, what I would do is I would probably Airbnb something and have the ability to cook my own food. Now I'm in complete control. I'm in control of all of my food. And yes, you may have meals where you probably can't take Tupperware, and I get that. Yes, I understand that. But that's not going to be every meal, is it? Or even if it's half the meals, at least the other 50%, you're 100% in control of. In other words, you're just in the camp of, I'll do as much as I possibly can rather than all or nothing. It's just that little mindset change and shift and change of a paradigm that will help you. So think about that. If you need to cook your meals, also if you need to cook your meals, think about where you're going to go buy the food from. Okay, so where's the nearest place that you buy your food, whatever that might be, wherever you live? Okay, how close that is? We better get there on the first day and get out and just get a shop in and get everything you need for the few days. Okay, if you need to eat out, where do you know where you're going to be eating out? Probably this has already been decided, because if it's business-based stuff, I bet those things have been booked. So where is it? Okay, what type of restaurant is it? What do they sell? Go maybe onto their website and look at their menu. Pre-pick what you might want to eat from there. So you're not getting there and just going, heck it, I'll have whatever because I'm here now. And no, look in the menu and be like, oh, okay, so they do a salmon, rice, and asparagus. Sweet, I can have that, and I kind of know that that's going to be close to maybe something I'd eat at home. When it comes to eating out, simple thing: pick stuff where you can literally see the individual pieces of the meal. A really good example where this doesn't work is like a curry. As nice as a curry is, and I particularly love Thai green curries, I don't really know what's in it. I don't know what the sauce or the curry has been made from. Whereas if I go out and have steak and sweet potato fries, I can see the steak, I can see the sweet potato fries, I can have a pretty good guesstimate as to how well I know the weight of the steak because they're sold by weight, right? So I'm like, right, I've just ordered a 250-gram steak, sweet. I could track that if I wanted to. The fries, maybe there's 100 grams, maybe 200 grams of sweet potato fries. Okay, I don't know what they were cooked in, but at least it's closer than throwing in the towel and being like, oh, I'm just going to have something that I can't possibly even guesstimate what I'm tracking. So get into their menu and have a little look and, again, take that stress off you. Now, really the goal between these two things is just trying to simply keep everything as close to your home-based plan as possible. Even though you've moved in a different place, different environment, you should be able to pick up a lot of the habits, the routine, the behaviors, the lifestyle that you've built and take it with you. You just simply need to do a little bit of pre-planning. That's all I've just mentioned. There's nothing more than just thinking ahead, pre-planning. It's really not that hard. And once you've done this once, you'll have the skills, although it's not exactly a skill-based task, but you'll have the skills, maybe the discipline, maybe the desire to do it again. Because I can guarantee you this: if you have regularly gone away and thrown in the towel and come back and then struggled afterwards, and that's now your cycle, that's your paradigm, that's what you do. And if you really sit back and think about it, it's probably really frustrating. So the first time you actually bother and take the effort to put this pre-work in, and you come back either in the same place that you went, body weight wise, etc., or maybe you even still made progress. Once you've seen that you can do that once, guess what? You'll be very happy the next time travel comes up to just do that little bit of due diligence and work out what you're going to need. Think about what things you can take with you. Okay, because the worst thing possible is getting caught in the middle of a seminar, business meetings, and being really bloody hungry, and there's a buffet of crap over there that you could eat, because all of us in that moment are probably going to go and eat whatever the beige food is over there. So know that that's going to happen. Maybe take yourself some little quality protein bars. There are so many protein-based snacks out there, and many of them are really, you can get protein crisps. Like there's a gazillion. So you have no excuse. Go buy yourself whatever, maybe it's an oat bar, I don't know, whatever it can. Just take control of something you can take with you that is a bar-based thing or a snack-based thing that you know the calories of. Take, whey protein shakes. There's nothing, and then also have a decent little bag of some sort that you could just pop some bits and pieces in. There's nothing wrong with that. I have a bag that I can put food in, and what I could do is, I could pop a bottle of water in there. I could have a shaker in there that's just got protein powder in. And if I'm like, oh my God, I'm starting to get really hungry, I just, mix up the protein. I just basically put the water in the shaker, shake it up and drink it. I don't think in this day and age, anyone really now looks upon that as being so weird, given that I really think we should have moved on a little bit. I know in the past, and I'm sure sat in a meeting, one way you can get around this, if you took a shaker bottle and sat in a business meeting and drank out of it, you might get a few, side looks. But if you went and got yourself, and I have one here, I've bought a Starbucks like coffee cup. So it looks like one of their takeaway cups, but it's a much more solid plastic. So it's a permanent one. If you mixed up your protein shake and put it in that and put the lid on and then sat with that in front of you in a meeting, no one would bat an eyelid at you, because you're sat there drinking a cup of coffee, and that's the norm. But in there, you've got a salted caramel whey protein shake. Like, how cool is that? Like, think about little things like that you can do. So you could be sitting there, sipping on your protein shake, hitting your numbers, getting your nutrition in while in a meeting, and no one's even the wiser. Don't be the person who makes it, I can't do that in a meeting. Well, find a way round it. Either find a way or make one. Don't ever get caught out hungry, because all of us in that situation are going to eat whatever's in front of us. And if that's the case, it's your fault. It's your fault. It's only your fault. Get a good prep bag, take bits and pieces with you. Put in your bars, put in a shake and your water. Remember your gym kit. Don't use, I forgot my gym kit, can't train as an excuse. That's poor planning. Remember your training plan. Now, for us, for all of our clients, their training plans come through our very own app, so they can travel as much as they like. They're taking their phone with them, so their plan follows them around with them. And if you've established that you don't have, a good hotel gym, then you need to just work out how far all the other ones are. Just make sure you understand that travel time, and maybe pin them on a Google map so you already know where they are. And also, if you've established that there isn't a gym close to you that you can get to, and the hotel gym is a part of poo, then what you do? Okay, there's no gyms and it's all rubbish. I'll just get back to my training when I get back. No. What could you do instead? Now, let's say you've got a 4-day-a-week, what we would call like a strength training, like resistance training. So, you're doing, could be back and biceps, chest and this, legs that, shoulders and arms, something like that. Well, let's say you don't think that the gym that you've got available to you is any good for that. Then change the training modality. Maybe go in and do what we would call circuits. So now all you need are maybe 2 or 3 dumbbells, pairs of dumbbells, and you could put yourself through a circuit for a couple of days. Now, for us, a circuit is it's like a huge giant set. It might be up to maybe 10 movements that are literally back to back to back to back to back, and then you rest at the end. So it's extremely time efficient. Whereas you might be training for an hour and a half doing a resistance-based session, you might only do 30 to 45 minutes of a really intense, really dense circuit. And all you might need are maybe a couple of barbells for one type of, maybe some kettlebells for one circuit. So we write these. When our clients travel, we go through all of this with them. We've took them through this journey. Our clients make progress when they travel, because it's not technically difficult, is it? I haven't laid anything out here that's particularly difficult. Circuits are a great option. They're quick. They don't need a huge amount of equipment, and it's better. It's certainly better than throwing in the towel. And while on the note of, we help our clients, get a coach. I'm not saying that has to be us, but have someone on the outside there to help you, someone to hold you accountable, someone to bounce ideas off, someone to be like, hey, I found this. Do you think this is good? Find somebody. So we all work better in a team rather than isolation. Because if you go away and you said to your coach, I'm going to stay on track this time, then you've made a commitment. You've made a commitment to your coach and yourself. But because it's external and it's to your coach, it has actually more weight. Because if you have a good relationship with your coach, you're not going to want to let them down. So we have a client, Brandon Baker, who recently had been struggling with all of the things that I've just basically described to you, in a sense of always traveling for work, time poor, high-level business position, and work was always a problem. Food went out the window, training went out the window, probably had to have more drinks than he wanted at client meetings, etc., etc., etc. So he recently went away, and this was the first time since we'd started working together, and he crushed the whole travel. Everything was on point. He felt so much better, but all he did was the things that I've just told you. And in fact, it went so well, he made progress while he went away, and while he was away, I think there was a change in the business, and he was given an opportunity to go and interview for the level above him. So so much was going on for him. Like, there was, even if he was at home, this was a lot of additional stuff, but he was out traveling for work in a different environment, staying on track. And then he got hit on top with you might want to apply for this job above you. So he started going through the interview process, came back, and he's like, I've still made progress, man. Inches have come down. Like, he's got leaner, he's getting stronger. His mindset is so much clearer, all for just a little bit of pre-work. So there we go. Well done, Alphas. Thank you so much for listening all the way through. If you've enjoyed this, please do leave us a 5-star review and a bit of feedback. And of course, I'll give you a shout out. And, hey, why don't you share this with just one other person out there who you feel, might benefit from this information, and we will thank you forever. For now, Alphas over and out. Go and have an amazing day. I'll see you in the next show.